Hello. Oh, excuse me. Welcome to White Birch Tarot. This reading is from Monday, February 27th. I apologize for my voice. I'm just getting over a cold. I sound worse than I thought I did. I just thought I would do a quick reading because tomorrow, well, it's really tonight, but it's tomorrow, it's Monday. The moon is conjunct Mars at 18 degrees of Gemini. So you can look in your chart and see where that falls. If you don't know your chart, you can get a free one on astro.com. That's what I usually look at. And I know there are others I've heard of. I apologize for my voice. I didn't realize it was this bad. So I'm going to start off with a quote, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about what moon conjunct Mars might mean. This is a nice quote I found in a book where someone is having therapy, and the therapist says to them, the pain won't kill you, but running from it might. And I thought that kind of went well with moon conjunct Mars, because the moon rules our emotions, and Mars rules our physical body and our actions and our sexuality, different things. And the moon is more than just our emotions. It's our family and our ancestry, and sometimes even our home. So when I see those two together, I think about emotions coming out in our bodies. And when they're in Gemini, which they're both together in Gemini this evening or tomorrow too. Gemini is an air sign, and it's very communicative. It's ruled by Mercury, and it's communication. So I'm thinking this might be a time when we could have some deep emotions be available to us, that like they might come out in physical symptoms, but if you sit and think about them, which is Mercury, which rules, it's the moon conjunct Mars, but it's in Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, which rules thinking. So Gemini is a very communicative sign. And I thought, you might be able to get some information through your body or through your emotions. They might come together. So I decided to just put together the major arcana and draw 3 cards. And before I do that, I want to do a quick, I apologize for my voice. I didn't realize I was this hoarse. I wish I were a horse. I love horses, but I'm not. Okay, we have a first quarter moon. And as I said, it's in Gemini. And so I pulled, this is my moon cards, so I'm going to use them. We finally have a first quarter moon, and it says your commitment is being tested. Yeah, I'll drink to that. I don't drink, but if I did, yeah, that seems right. So I pulled 3 cards, and I, as I said, I only put major arcana in the pile. So, because it feels like really big energy, so I thought, why not? And also I'm stealing a page from Gemstone Tarot's book, so don't tell her. Nah, she wouldn't care. She's cool. So, anyway, so I thought to myself as I was drawing, I thought, okay, what the first card's going to be the energy we're moving out of, and I drew the Devil. And this is where we are tied to past habits, things that aren't necessarily good for us. We're being manipulated, usually by something within us, and it's something that we can let go of, but we have to know it's there in order to let go of it, because if you're unconscious of it, how are you going to let go of it, right? So that's why I was thinking, well, the moon conjunct Mars in Gemini, this might really bring something to the surface. Something that we've been struggling with may come out in an emotional or a physical way, or both. And so this kind of makes sense. So this is what we're letting go of. This is an old habit or an old emotional pattern that we need to let go of. Something's controlling us, and we don't want that, okay? We want free will as much as we can. We want to choose. Okay, and then in the middle, I asked, what energy is this currently, what is this current energy of today? And I get judgment, which is interesting because this is the past, present, and future. And we're literally making a judgment on it. So again, when I see the Devil, I usually think about things that happened to us in the past that had such an effect on us that we're still tied to them, and it's made a habit that we can't let go of. And so now we get to judge. And this is good because this is clear thinking. And it's interesting, he's holding the caduceus, which is the symbol that that Mercury, you know, that represents Mercury. I'm going to let me look at Liz Green's, what does she say? I know the devil she calls Capricorn, I think. No, she says Pan. Well, other decks called the devil Capricorn. I just want to see judgment. I want to see if she links that to, yeah, she does. She calls him Hermes, which is the Greek form of Mercury. He's the guy. He's the god that can travel between the worlds. He's the only one that can go down to the underworld and then back up to the material world. So here he is. This is him, which is interesting because, as I said, the Moon and Mars are meeting in Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, and here he comes. Here he is. So we do get to think about something. We get to make a judgment on, do we want to stay in this old energy? Is it good for us? Or is it not good for us? If it's not good for us, what do we do about it? That's what I asked. What do we do about it? What will help us is what I actually asked. And I get the Hermit, which is interesting because, and I hope this is not a personal reading for me, I asked for the collective and for those who would be watching, but I was literally 5 minutes ago sitting on my bed thinking, okay, I keep reading all these spiritual texts that keep saying, wait, you got to sit with it. Don't do anything rash. You got to sit with it when you're feeling upset or like your life is changing. Before you make any decisions, you got to sit with it. And then I draw the Hermit as the card of what do we do? What will help us? And the Hermit, of course, is like just what he looks like. He's sitting with it. And he's got a scythe, which he looks like the Grim Reaper. He looks like Saturn here. Let me see what Liz Green calls him. Yeah, she does. She calls him Kronos, who's the god of time, who's equivalent to Saturn, I believe. And she calls it withdrawal, which is, what hermits do. They go into their caves or their bedrooms or their houses or whatever, and they sit with it. So when you do, and that makes sense, because if you are going to examine an old habit or a pattern that you're stuck in, you can't do that if you're busy out running around or going to parties or whatever, right? So if you're going to make a judgment, you got to sit with it. So that makes perfect sense. I want to draw one. What do we want? One thing. Okay, I'm gonna be dangerous tonight. Just one fairy card, just for the heck of it. Oh gosh, 2 came out. Okay, well these make no sense at all. Perhaps I've goofed here, but okay. We get oh no, which is, kind of a disturbing revelation here, and I might look at the book just to double check on this, but it looks like he's kind of shocked at what he finds down wherever he's looking when he makes the judgment. And then we get the boy, which is interesting. So this is youth. Again, I feel like this is something in the past, and there's the present day man, peering in from behind. Is this the man the boy's going to grow into, or is this the man looking back on his past? Interesting. I don't know. Let me just real quick grab, apologize again for my croakiness. Can't wait to get over this cold. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so oh no says obstructions and the unexpected. He's making sure that things aren't going to go the way you want them to go. But it looks like minor stuff, okay? It says be philosophical about it. It's just going to be one of those days. All you can do is go with it and try to keep your sense of humor. Okay, so it's nothing terrible. It's just, having a cold and, I don't know, dropping a cup of water on your whatever. Okay, and the boy, well, this sounds good, though. This sounds good. Adventure, freedom, and youth. Oh, my gosh. Did I talk about Peter Pan on this, or am I dreaming last time? I've been thinking about Peter Pan energy, and now that's who he is, the boy who never grows up. I cannot remember if I was talking about it or thinking about it. That's pretty scary. Anyway, okay. I don't need to sit here and think while all you guys are all waiting. Okay. What is important about the boy? We are told that we inevitably grow up, grow old, and die. And we do. At least part of us does. But there is another part of us that, like Peter Pan, stays eternally young. And not just young, but boy young. Masculine young. The part of us that wants to seek adventure, live dangerously, live heroically, and die gloriously. In fairy, the part of us that is the eternal boy can roam free forever. I love that. Male or female, we all need to acknowledge the boy within us and let him run free. If we do no more than say, go, fly, have adventures, we have done enough. When the boy turns up, take a minute to find the boy inside of you. He may be hiding, boys are good at that, but coax him out into the light, say hello, and let him fly. He'll return to you, and when he does, oh, what tales he'll have to tell. That's cool. I love that. I love that. So, while we're busy, examining the past and making judgments and sitting with our uncomfortable feelings and trying to let go of what's been controlling us, don't forget that even if you're having a bad day, the boy lives on inside you eternally. I love Peter Pan. Who doesn't? I hope everyone does. So, okay, so that's my Moon conjunct Mars interpretation. And then Wednesday, we've got something new coming in on Thursday. And then on the 7th, Saturn is in Pisces. So I'm going to be posting again on Wednesday and or Thursday because we got some big stuff coming up. So please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. I love your comments. And I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Good night.